Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber here, Bikono, help a sister, please subscribe to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be about my relocation video part 2. I'm sure most of you guys have seen relocation video part 1, and if you've not seen it, it's going to be linked up here. But come to think of it, I actually really have an important update for you guys, and you guys just have to stay till the ending of this video to get the gist of my relocation video. So you guys, let's get into this video.
Tell me something I haven't.
So in this video, I'm going to be addressing some questions I got concerning my relocation process. So the first question I got was, how did you get your visa done? Okay, so firstly, my visa, it's a visitor's visa. So my mom got it done for us through an agent. It was I and my mom that applied back then, and it was an agent that helped us to do it. So this visa, my visitor's visa, it expired in 2022, and I just made some research online by myself and I renewed it by myself. So it's the same process on how to get a fresh visa done and also on how to renew your visa. So I'm going to put you guys through the process on how to get it done. Trust me, it's really easy and it's something anybody can do without the help of an agent. So I'm going to show you guys how to get a visitor's visa done. So as I said earlier, I renewed my visitor's visa by myself, and someone asked me how I got the visa done. So I'm going to put you guys through the process on how I was able to get my visitor's visa done. And I'm also going to leave the links below in case you want to read them up later. So, but what is a visitor's visa? A visitor's visa is also called a temporary residence visa. It's an official document that is in your passport. It is being put in your passport and it shows that you meet the requirements needed to enter Canada. Most travelers need a visitor's visa to travel to Canada. You may also need one if you are transiting through a Canadian airport on your way to your final destination, and you can definitely apply for one online. Here are the steps. So I was able to go through all the information on canada.ca. That is the official website for Canada. Yeah, so I read through all the information and I knew definitely I was going as a visitor. So I read the segments that concerned applying for a visitor's visa. Yeah, so these are the steps to apply for a visitor's visa. So firstly, I had to create an account with IRCC, which stands for Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship of Canada. So I mentioned I used the website canada.ca to get all the information I needed to apply for my visitor's visa. So now, the first step for the application is you must have an account. I used an RCC account. I registered for an RCC account through that same website, and there are other accounts you can have, like a GCK account and the rest, but I used our IRCC portal account. Yeah, so when you register for it, you put up your email, you put your password and everything. That is where the application starts from. Once you have the whole portal, then you now start the whole application process. Yeah, so I'm going to put the link on the website and how to get to the portal and everything. That's the first step. You just have to register. But even before that, you must read the Canada.ca, everything concerning the whole application. Because once you read the website, it will show you all the documents you need, like every single thing you need for the kind of visa you want to apply for. It gives you the full and the legit information. So that is it. So once I made my portal, I was able to access my profile. So that's my own Canadian profile. Anything concerning immigration or whatever, like everything I was going to apply is that website that I used to run my whole visitors visa.
Once you have made your account, the application process has started. You are able to sign in and sign out anytime you want to access your profile. The application process just consists of lots of questions. They'll be asking you regarding your travel to Canada, and also they'll be asking you personal questions and about your family background as well. So you have to fill in the correct information of everything they're going to ask you about. Once you are done filling the information, the second to the last part of the application process is where they would ask you to upload your documents. Once it's time for you to upload your documents, all the documents would be stated, the documents you are meant to upload. All you have to do is to arrange each document on a PDF file, on different PDF files, and upload the documents. After you've uploaded all the documents they have asked you for, the last and the final step is to pay for your application. But before you pay for your application, I would advise that you would go back to the previous forms you have filled to cross-check all the information before you pay and you submit. So there's an arrow in which you can go back to check all the information to make sure every information is correct. So once you have checked everything, you go to the part where you have to pay, and you pay for your visa application fee. Once you have paid for your visa application fee, they would email you to notify that they have received the application, and normally it takes about 1 to 3 months for them to get back to you for the approval. But if you are renewing your visa, it will take about a month. So once they have approved every single thing, they would send you your biometrics letter. Your biometrics, you would have to book it online. I will put down the link in which you can book your biometrics online. After you have booked your biometrics online, you would print out the biometrics approval letter that is sent to you on your portal. Then you take it for your biometrics appointment to the Canadian Visa Application Center. Once you go on the day you've booked, you get your biometrics done, and they would get back to you concerning the whole visa application.
So the second question I got was, can I please ask if you had to do a COVID test? No, I did not have to do a COVID test. COVID period is pretty much over, and it's really not a requirement like to travel now. So I did not have to do a COVID test. But I took my vaccination card. I got fully vaccinated as of last year. So I just took the card in case they might have asked me at the airport. So the third question I got was, how long did it take to get your visa done? As of 2018, during my initial application process, mine took about 3 months to get my valid Canadian visitor's visa. The duration is about 1 to 3 months, and it varies. It depends on how your application process is. But as of 2022, when I renewed my Canadian visa, it took me about a month to get it done. So the renewal process is usually very fast. So the fourth question I got was, how much was your visa application fee? So my visa application fee for a Canadian visa application process, it cost $100, and for your biometrics fee, it cost $85. So altogether, it cost $185. Regarding the biometrics has a 10 years validity, and even if your visa expires within 10 years, your biometrics is still valid. So for the fifth question I got, which is going to be the last question I'm going to be answering, the question was, what's the relocation process like? Okay, so concerning relocation process, it varies depending on the pathway in which you want to relocate with. For example, you can relocate as a student with a student's visa. You can definitely relocate as a worker with a work visa, and I'm just going to give a brief breakdown of the various methods in which you can relocate. So like for the first one I have here, it's called an express entry method, and you guys have been hearing express entry. So I think this is what you need to know about it. Express entry is the fastest and the most popular pathway for newcomers seeking a new life in Canada. Express entry organizes and processes applications for people who immigrate to Canada and acquire a Canadian permanent residence. So express entry is the fastest, and candidates who qualify for the following programs also are eligible to submit an application under the express entry program. That's under the Federal Skilled Worker FSW, Federal Skilled Trades FST, and Canadian Experience Class CEC. So I'm going to put a link where you'll be able to read about the express entry method. So for the second pathway to relocate, we have through family sponsorship. Family reunification is a top priority for Canadian immigration, and Canada offers a number of immigration programs that give Canadians the opportunity to sponsor their family members to Canada. To sponsor a family member as a permanent resident under a family class sponsorship, the sponsor must fulfill the following conditions. Number 1, be a citizen or a permanent resident of Canada aged at least 18 years. Now, the second criteria, reside in Canada if they are permanent resident Canadian citizens, can sponsor a family member even when living outside the country. However, he or she must reside in Canada when the sponsored family members becomes a permanent resident of Canada. And the third criteria is having adequate resources to provide financial support to the sponsored persons for the mandated duration. So those are the 3 criteria you can relocate through family sponsorship. So the third method to relocate to Canada is through study permits. You can relocate from Nigeria to Canada via a study permit, and the study permits are only valid for the duration of studies, but it is a great solution for those looking on how to relocate from Nigeria to Canada. However, studying in Canada gives you a Canadian degree, which weighs more than foreign degrees when applying to a permanent residency program. It's the perfect solution for those who want to work and study in Canada from Nigeria. Also, after your studies, you can apply for a postgraduate work permit, which allows you to work in Canada. This gives you a Canadian work experience that weighs heavily when applying for a permanent residency program. So based on my research, the fourth method on how to relocate to Canada is through Canada's Startup Visa program. If you're an entrepreneur with an innovative business idea, you may be eligible to immigrate to Canada through the Startup Visa program. Canada is looking for talented entrepreneurs that are interested in starting businesses that will stimulate the Canadian economy while creating employment opportunities for its residents. Qualified candidates can come to Canada on work permits and be granted Canadian permanent residence once they have established their business. So this is how you can relocate through Canada's Startup Visa program. So the fifth way in which you can relocate from Nigeria to Canada is through caregiver programs. Immigration to Canada from Nigeria is very possible through a caregiver program. Canada has a huge population in need of care and assistance. So if you're a caregiver, you can immigrate from Nigeria to Canada through one of the 3 caregiver programs. The first one is Live-in Caregiver Program. If you have at least 1 year of experience caring for a child, an elderly person, or a person with a disability, your Canadian dream can be possible through this program. The second one is Home Child Care Provider. If you've cared for a child under 18, even in your own home, this caregiver program is a pathway to permanent residency for you. And the third one is Home Support Worker Program. If you have an experience being a housekeeper, this is a program to which you can japa to Canada. And the sixth method on how to relocate to Canada is through a Canadian work permit. What is a Canadian work permit? A Canadian work permit is a permission to take a job within Canada if you're from a foreign country. You usually need a work permit to work in Canada. In some cases, you can work without a permit or job in Canada. So there are general eligibility requirements on how to get a Canadian work permit and how it's done. So I'm going to link it in this video, like down below the description box, so you can get all the information you need concerning how to get your work permit done. So we'll finally come to the end of my relocation story part 2. And thank you guys for all the wishes, all the love and everything. I've not been able to reply everybody yet. I'm still replying everybody. I saw the whole congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is just me giving the general thanks to everybody. I love all the messages and everything sent to me. And also, if I was not able to answer your question, definitely I'm going to reply everyone. Even if I didn't reply your questions on here, I'm going to reply directly in your DMs. Yes, so the important life updates I was going to tell you guys was that your girl isn't relocating. Everything was just a so I pranked you guys, and you guys should rate my acting skills. Like, come on, hey. I acted everything out. I was just bored and I was like, what content can I even shoot for you guys like this? And I was like, let me just act and see how it goes. And yeah, I decided to form up that I relocated, because there's really no how I would relocate now. Like, come on, like, I'm a 5th year medical student, and even if I'm going to relocate, by God's grace, if it's God's willing, definitely when I'm done with school and not now. Yeah, so it was just a prank, and yeah, so that's just it. I cannot leave my school to relocate when I'm almost done. I own my hard work and everything. Now, come on. So I was just forming all those stories, you know. I was like, let me just act for you people. So you can rate my comment, you can rate my acting skills below the comment section. Yeah, so that's just it, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the wishes and all the love. And yeah, it's obvious you guys really care about me a whole lot, and I'm really so happy. I'm so grateful for you guys to be part of my YouTube family, and I can't wait to keep sharing more content with you guys. And please tell me the type of content you guys want to see, because I'm ready to give it to you guys back to back. So yeah, see you guys in my next video. If you're a new subscriber here, please kindly subscribe to my channel. See you guys later. Bye. See you guys later. Bye.